back. Today I'll be showing some pretty cool Visual Studio tips which can improve your productivity. Quick Launch. As the name suggests, it is the easiest way of opening any functionalities inside the Visual Studio, or if you want to search a piece of code inside your code file. So both of these functionalities we can use the quick search. The shortcut Control Q, or you can go to the quick search text box on top of the Visual Studio. So for example, if you want to open the NuGet package manager, either you can go through the menus, submenus and find out the NuGet package manager. So if you use the quick launch, you type NuGet and all the menus and submenus which contains NuGet, it will be open for you, and you click that one and the functionality will be open for you. Okay, another use, for some reason you messed up with the layout of Visual Studio. For example, you close the Solution Explorer, close all the submenus, and you want to bring the layout back. What you can do, you go to quick search, you type reset. This option comes like a reset window layout, and you click that one. It'll ask for the confirmation, and here to go, you're back with the default layout. And another use case, Control Q, if you want to search something inside the Visual Studio code. For example, I have got a property called first name inside my file. You type the first name, so it shows first name is containing in 2 files, so which one you want to open, you can click whichever file you want to open. So it's a pretty easy way of finding out required items in the Visual Studio or inside your code. So next time use quick launch. That was the tip number 1. Tip number 2, paste JSON as class. So this option can come handy if you are working in like web API projects where you have to create a class with the properties exactly matching with the JSON attributes, keep a value. So for example, this is a JSON file which I took from the web. It has got a lot of keep a values. If you want to generate the class file for this one using the property setter in the class file, it takes a lot of time. So what you can do, you can copy this one and come to Visual Studio. I'm inside a class file as a demo purpose. You go to edit, option called paste special, and you can do paste JSON as classes. That's it. The class is ready for the JSON format you copied. So this is a handy option if you are trying to do programming for JSON format. So that's it. Tip number 2. Tip number 3, it's basically a code cleanup option provided by the Visual Studio. In many cases, we need to do a code cleanup or a fixing for the code what we have written. Just take an example. This is a demo file which I created. There are a lot of using statements which is declared here, which is not used in the particular code, and we have got a undeclared variable, and a number of if statements which we have written is a one-line statement. But as part of the best practice, I would prefer to be in a braces to make it more readable. So what we can do, there's an option which is given by the Visual Studio, which is here, a tiny icon. You can click on that one. There is something called configure code cleanup. Once you click that one, you can see two profiles, profile number 1 and profile number 2, and on the top list you can see the included fixes and the available fixes which is given by Microsoft. So whatever you require, you can add to the included fixes. So this becomes a part of the profile 1. Once you are done that one, you can click OK and click again back this icon, and you can see something called run code cleanup. So you can click that one, and you can see the unused using statements are gone. There was a variable which was declared which was not used, and the one line statement for the if clause has been changed to purely braces. So it's a pretty easy feature which is provided by the Microsoft to do a code cleanup before you do a final submit for the release. So this is option or tip number 3. So before I am done with the tip number 3, I'll see one more option which is a bonus. I'm just reverting back the changes. So these are multiple if statements I have declared. If you want to change to switch statement, which is a much better option, you can go click here, the cursor, put it here. You can click control period, so it will give you options. You can click the convert to switch option, so it's automatically switched to switch statements for the multiple if statements. Intellicode, as the name suggests, something intelligence inside the functionality. Exactly, this is the AI of Visual Studio, or artificial intelligence inbuilt into Visual Studio. So you'll be surprised what exactly is the artificial intelligence inbuilt into Visual Studio. So let's take an example. A programmer who wants to connect to a SQL server and one wants to execute some command. So he'll be writing a SQL connection, he'll be opening the connection, he'll be creating a SQL command and executing that command and get the result set. So if the Visual Studio drives the or gives some contextual menu for the developer, what exactly you should be doing as the next statement, this is what is inbuilt in the Visual Studio as artificial intelligence. So I'll show an example. Before that, if you want to enable the Intellicode or AI in Visual Studio, you have to check whether this is enabled, installed and enabled inside the Visual Studio. For that one, go to extensions, manage extension, and go to installed. Make sure Visual Studio Intellicode is installed inside the Visual Studio. If it's not installed, go to online and get it installed and enabled. So once this is ready, I can show an example where how the AI is driving the developer. So for demo purpose, I just put a piece of code. I've just created the SQL connections. The rest of the statements I'm not done right now. So just see how exactly it works. So I'm just saying connection object dot. So you can see a star coming before the contextual menu items. This is the AI of Visual Studio. So you can see like open, create command, close, state, connection string. So many of the reasons you don't have to go through all the menu options what is given here. So whatever is given by the Visual Studio as AI will be the most probably what is you require. So as I said the first statements normally the developers will be doing as an open. So that's why in the contextual menu, open is coming as the first item, which is showing as a star. So we'll do that one. So next one we can try with, see this one. So it's showing like you'll be creating a command. So that's exactly what the developer most probably will be doing, that is SQL command creation. So let me create an SQL command. Create command. So next one will be operating on the command object. So showing command text. I'm just putting the command text. I'm writing a simple SQL statement. So next one, command dot, as the contextual menu says, it's like, are you going to do an execute non-query, or you want to put parameters or command type or execute reader? I straight away go for the execute reader. And once you're done with the command, normally you'll be closing the connection. So let's try it on the connection object. So either you have got an option of create command, another command, or close it. So this is how the AI works actually. So it gives you option in the form of contextual menu, which is actually driven by the artificial intelligence. And if you want to know how exactly the Visual Studio has inbuilt the AI, it has looked into the code from so many code base in the Git open repository and find out the pattern from how the developers write the code, and based on that one, it has created the AI in the Visual Studio. So next time you use the AI. Next one, code snippet customization. So you'll be knowing like we can use prop as a code snippet, and it creates a property for you. By default, it creates a int type property for you. So for example, if I created right now a new property, it has created with int. So how we can customize to create the code snippet with string as the type? So what you have to do, you have to go to a file, which is known as prop.snippet. If you can see my tooltip, it is residing in C program files, Microsoft Visual Studio 2019 community, VC snippets 1033 Visual Studio C#, followed by the file name prop.snippet. So you open that one, and here the line number 19, it's showing int. Now you change to string, save this one. You need to be an administrator to save this file. So open the Visual Studio as an administrator, close this one. Now I'm creating another property, typing prop, double tap. So you can see right now it's coming with string. C# interactive is a interactive window where you can put your code snippet from the file, or you want to try it out a piece of C# code to check it out whether it's working or not. To open a C# window, either you can go from view, other windows, C# interactive from the menu, or as I told, quick launch, you can type C# C#, it will give you the C# interactive menu. If you are not pretty sure on where exactly is the menu, you open this one, it will open for you. So I'm writing some piece of code. And good thing, IntelliSense also work here. So you can drive to your code. So once you press enter, it will print the output of what you have written previously. Also one more thing, you can copy paste your piece of code, what you written in the file, and you can see whether it's running or not. For example, let me go to a file demo. I'm just going to a small method I've written to show as a demo. You can Control C, you can copy this one, bring the cursor here, and you can paste here. So your code has come, enter, and now you can run your method like add 10, 20, return. So it gives you the output of the method. So this way you can try it out your code snippet what you have written the file to make sure this is running and running the full project to check it out, that one. The next step is a kind of an advanced search. It's a kind of a completely advanced search for any kind of entities inside your Visual Studio. The shortcut is Control T. So once you press the Control T, you will be prompted for a text box. So if you want to see the options under this one, you can put a question mark. It will show you like simple line, show this list, files, members, etc. So much of options are there. So let me show the first one. So first let me open a file. You are inside the file. I'm just press again Control T. You have got a question mark. You can search by line. So that is colon. So once you put the colon, it will show you like you can search between 1 and 32 because there is a 32. The file has got 32 lines, so that's the maximum number. You can press 25. It will move to 25. You can press 15. It will be pointed on the 15 line number 15. You can put 5. So it will be highlighting the line number 5. So it's a kind of a dynamic way. So this is a search by line number. The next one, let me show you something simple. So if you got something like a property, you have put like first name. It will show you like the first name is in 2 files. So it is one is in a data access library and second one is a Blazor web file. So you can select that one, it will be moving to that file. One more pretty cool thing is that I think like it even identifies using the Pascal case naming. So for example, instead of first name, if you don't exactly remember what exactly you put FN. So it's first name. Again, it identifies the first name because you have putting the naming convention based on the Pascal name. So even if you press FN, it brings you first name. So first name is there in 2 files, so that way you can search it out. So it's pretty easy to find out any objects, or if you want to search by line number or something, you can run on this option Control T. Even you can search on file names actually, like for example if you go to F option, you give person, so it will show you like we have got 4 files inside your project. One is person data, person model in 2 projects, and iPerson data. So you can try it out different options which is coming under this one, but a lot of features are there within this advanced search, which is a Control T. So next time you try it out, Control T. The next step is code style. Code style can be used if you want to enforce some coding practice across the group or your team, across your complete project. So as I said in before, one of the tip, like some of the programmers may be writing in a 1-line statement. If you want to enforce them for braces or something, you can go with a code style. As I told you in the other option, you can press the run code cleanup, which will bring you the braces back if you have enabled that in the profile. Like you can run you can run and click the profile one, so that brings you the braces. So I'm just reverting back to show you the code style. So this is the one way, but if you want to enforce across the team, there is another option is there, which is known as the code style. So I reverted back to the old one. So you can go to tools, options, you can go to text editor, C#, code style. There you can see something called code block preferences, or you say like prefer braces. Yes, by default this is a refactoring only which is enabled. So if you want to change this one to suggestion, warning, or even error, you can make it. So if you make it to error and you click OK, and if some programmers is writing in a one-line statement, you can see this is coming like an error in the code. So this way the developers will be forced to either refactor it to braces. So once you click that one, control period, add braces, either you can do. So one by one they have to put the braces to remove the error, or they are forced to go to the code cleanup, which will put the braces back into the code. So this way we will be able to enforce coding style across the program. So one more tip I'll say you, go to options. So once you set up all the preferences what you require for the coding style, you can generate a file which is known as edit config, and click on that one. It will create a edit config file. And this can be saved into the root of the project. Click OK. So Visual Studio will identify that thing like .edit config was detected at the root of the solution. Would you like to make it as a solution? Yes. So once you have this file, this will be part of the project edit config, and once you check this complete solution to the, or this file to the source repository, and the other team members take this one, and this config file will be part of the project, and all the rules will be enforced across the team. So this is a good way by which we can have a standard coding practice across the team. So that's it for this video from my side. I hope you enjoyed and you liked the tips I presented for the Visual Studio. Please do like, subscribe to my channel. Thank you and goodbye till we meet with the next video. Thank you once again.